We'll see like custom installation. Step one here, like first steps here. Step one is we can download the software. So after downloading the software here, we can run the setup. Step two, we can run the setup. But remember, before running the setup, we need actually installation checklist is required for us in general. In real time here, we'll have checklist. Means what in the checklist here, complete information is there. Complete information means what, with what name we have to install SQL Server, in which drive we have to install SQL Server. Complete name is there. See? Complete details are there. Instance name, instance name. Okay, in which drive means instance name means what, server name. In which drive we have to install SQL Server. What features we have to install. Okay, then after installation, who should work as DBAs, DB accounts, okay, as well as service accounts. See, all these details will get here in the installation wizard. Means like in the installation checklist, how much memory we have to allocate. Memory is nothing but what, RAM. How much RAM we have to allocate. Then how many CPUs we have to allocate. Okay, so in the same way, data file path, log file path, okay, temdb path. So all these complete details will get here in the installation checklist. Okay, I will show you again today the checklist once again. So after getting here all these details with the installation checklist, then we can start installation process. That's what, but generally they'll ask in the interview, to install SQL Server, what is required? What is required to install SQL Server? Generally, we'll say that we need like Windows Server operating system, 4 GB RAM, some things here. Again, he is asking to install SQL Server, what is required, for example. So means what, indirectly it is asking here, installation checklist he is asking, we have to understand. Indirectly what he is asking, installation checklist he is asking. Generally, we have to say that to start installation, we need the installation checklist. Understood, right? Yeah. So that is like we need the installation checklist is required for us. Okay. So in the we'll see this checklist once again very fastly. We'll go to installation part. Okay. Or we can say installation ticket or installation change request ticket. Installation change request ticket. See here, previously also have shown you. Here, see, this is your installation ticket. Is it? It was raised in the year 2014, 7-8 years back. Change reference number is there. Okay, so yeah, see here, for installation we have in SLA, service level agreement. The SLA here, service level agreement, we have 72 hours time is there here for installation. Okay, in general, remember, installation, configuration, setup, log shipping. Okay, yeah, setup, log shipping, setup, mirroring. Okay, so yeah, all those comes under here like change request tickets. Okay, where we have minimum 72 hours time. Minimum what? 72 hours time. Okay, right. So that is like yeah, uh, change request ticket. And see here, like in the ticket, we have some other details also here. What is the which version we have to install here? 2014 client is asking. Means what is the instance names here? We have two types of instances are there, default and named instance. If it is a default instance, we don't have instance name. If it is a named instance, then we have instance name. If it is a named instance, we have what? Instance name. Okay, right. So period notification is required. Yes, client is saying. Means what? Before going to start installation process. Okay, so generally 72 hours time is there, right, in the SLA? Yes, before starting installation, remember, like we have to verify. We need to submit the request to our client. Actually, client will verify. So once they say okay, means what? Suppose let's say today we are planning to start installation. So before 1 hour here, at least we have to inform to the client. Okay, before 1 hour. The client say okay, proceed, then we can continue our installation process. Okay, that is like a yeah, installation we have to understand here. So in the same way, like which services should be installed, they are asking here: SQL Server, analysis services, integration services, reporting services. They are not asking here. Client is not asking reporting services. SSRS. Okay, right. Yeah. Then see, like here they are mentioning DB accounts. These are the DB accounts. One, two. This is actually SQL account or service account. Like this is like complete information will get here in the installation checklist. Even we'll get these details also. Like service account, we have seen how much RAM we have to allocate, how many CPUs we have to allocate, data file, log file details, and TempDB. We have seen one of a system database is the TempDB. Okay, so like right. So yeah, just say like yes, that is like TempDB. Yeah, that complete information will get here. Complete information will get. Understood, right? Right. So this is like what we need in the installation checklist here. Installation checklist will get here. Complete information will get here in the installation checklist. After that, we can start here. We can continue the installation process. Okay. This is then. Then what I will do, I will download the software now. I will start installation. Very simple steps are there here. SQL Server installation. Basically, remember in production server means what? In production environment, tomorrow once we enter in the organization, remember, we are not going to install SQL Server. Already we have seen. We are not going to install what? SQL Server. Everything is there. Okay, so everything is there here, like in the setup, total setup is there with us. Okay, total setup is there with us. Just we have to start working. Okay, but here for practice purpose, we are discussing here how to install SQL Server so that we can install. After that, we can start practicing in our laptops. Okay, right. Check here. Let's say first we'll download SQL Server 2019. Any version we can download actually, depends on our requirement. Here try SQL Server 2019. Okay. Here see SQL Server on premises environment, free trial. Okay. Okay, see here, which version you want it is asking, see, right? 2019, 2017, 16, 14. Which version you want it is asking. So let's say I want to go with 2019, I'm saying. Okay, yeah. Yes, just I will start downloading. Already have downloaded, but I am showing you how to download. Just click on this. Actually, remember all these are evaluation editions here. 180 days editions actually. These works only for 180 days only. These works only for what? 180 days only here. Okay, right, right. So this is like yeah. Then later what we can do means once again remember with this evaluation edition remember we can practice all the features here. We can practice what all SQL Server features we can practice. Okay. Yes. So sorry, clustering, always on, performance tuning, everything we can practice here. Okay, right. Let's say we'll go with 2019. Check here, select exe, continue. We know that already Azure is there, Microsoft Cloud Platform actually. Yeah, type here any details, anything here. It's not compulsory that you have to type exact details. Any details we can type here. Okay. Yes, continue. Anything you can fill. Some ABC company name, anything here, continue. Yeah, installation startup file was downloaded. Here, see. Yeah. Next here, once I click on this, yeah, starting. Yes, I am saying. So, now say like once I, yeah, it is saying here SQL Server 2019 standalone, 2019 here evaluation edition. Evaluation editions here. Okay, right. Now what I will do, I will go to here, see, download media option is it. Download SQL Server set of files here. Click on this download option. This free download only. Okay, anyone can download. Okay, ISO image I want to download, I am saying. Which path you want to download, it is asking here. Understood, right? Select any one path, download. Okay, so immediately it starts downloading. Click here already in my downloads folder. SQL Server. SQL Server is already there, I think. We'll see. ISO image. Mhm. Yeah, already it is there, sir, in my machine. You can download like this here. SQL Server 2019 x64-bit will get. Once we click on download button, so yeah, we'll get this full file is downloaded here. this ISO file is downloaded. Okay, once it is downloaded successfully, just it will say here finish. Okay, downloading is completed, it displays. Okay, right. Right. So now, yeah, yes. Now, sir, like once the downloading is done, uh, once the download is done successfully, then next is here, like we can run the setup now. Okay. Yes. Just right click on this after downloading. Go to mount. Mount option is there, sir. By using this mount option, we can mount it into one drive. Actually, we can run the setup now. Very simple steps are there, sir. There is no confusion, right? Just freely we can download from Microsoft website. We can start installations here. We can practice. Run the setup now. SQL Server 2019 Installation Center. So once we run the setup up here, we are getting SQL Server 2019. Actually, it is Installation Center. Here, see hardware and software requirements are there. Just it will navigate to Microsoft website. It will display here. Okay. See, hardware and software requirements are there. See, like we can start here. See, like we can check here. It will navigate to Microsoft website. It will show us what is required to install SQL Server. Okay, right. Check here. We'll see what are the basic prerequisites are there to install SQL Server. Very simple prerequisites are there here to start installation. Check here. We need OS here, Windows 10 or greater. Generally, sir, while practicing in our laptops, we need this Windows 10 actually, while practicing only. Okay, so whereas for in production servers, remember in live environment in real time, we can't use Windows 10 actually. We need Windows Server operating system. Okay, Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2019. Even like now, Microsoft is coming with Windows Server 22, which is there in the preview. So anyone's here, we can install here Windows Server. Even we have discussed right from SQL Server 2017 onwards, even we can install SQL Server in Linux platform also. Linux platform, right? From 2017 onwards, we can install in what? Linux platform also. Okay, right, right. So that's like Linux platform also we can use here for installation process. Yes. So why? Because remember, most of the Oracle people who are using Oracle, so they want to use SQL Server also to maintain some of their databases. Some of their databases they want to maintain with what? SQL Server. Okay. So yeah. So this is like yeah. So in that scenario, here we can now, that's why officially from 2017 onwards, remember, officially Microsoft has introduced here SQL Server for Windows, for Linux also here. SQL Server for Linux. And now it works in all the operating systems actually. SQL Server works in what? All the operating systems. Okay, so yeah, so that's like Understood, right? That's why any server operating system, first point we have to understand, we have to install like a, uh, uh, yeah, from any operating system, we can use here like any operating system we can use now from 2012. Okay, one second. Right. Okay, no problem. Yes, Mohammed. Yeah, check here like, yeah, then see memory is here at least 4 GB, not compulsory, but best practice here, at least minimum 4 GB should be there. CPU speeds here 1 gigahertz in 32-bit, but today we have 64-bit only. So that's why like 2 gigahertz here is recommended. 2 gigahertz here. Okay, so right. So 2 gigahertz here, like yeah. So we have seen, you know, even in our laptops also, normal machines also, we have 2.3, 2.7, 2.9 gigahertz, right? That's why very basic requirements are there. Here hard disks here 4 GB means for complete installation. Complete installation means what? Database engine. Okay, so analysis services, reporting services. For complete installation, it is 4 GB. But from 2016 onwards, remember, it is 6 GB. From 2016 onwards, if you want to install complete components of SQL Server, we need 6 GB hard disk space is required. But if you want to install only database engine, only database server, we need here almost all 1500 MB space is required on hard disk. 1500 MB free space is required on hard disks here. Understood it? Very simple prerequisites are there here to install SQL Server. Then next here, like SQL native client is required. By default, remember this native client comes along with SQL Server, along with Windows. No need to install separately. Native client comes along with what? Native client, remember this native client comes along with Windows today. That's why no need to install SQL Server separately. Windows PowerShell is it. PowerShell also comes along with OS. .NET Framework 3.5, actually up to SQL Server 2014, remember, we need .NET Framework 3.5 up to 2014. But from 2016, SQL Server 2016 onwards, 3.5 is not required for us. Just remember up to 2014. If you are installing 2012, 2014, compulsory we have to enable this .NET framework. Then only we can start installation process. But from 2016 onwards, remember, no need to enable this .NET framework. Okay, from 2016 onwards. Check here. If you want to enable, how we can enable, go to control panel. Okay, control panels here. Programs, turn Windows features on off. Okay, yes, here .NET Framework 3.5. By default here it is unselected, right? This in our fresh machines we have to select. But by default this is selected actually. So that's why if you are installing 2016, 17, 19 versions, remember, no need to enable this .NET framework. Understood, right? If you are installing up to 2014 only, we need to enable this .NET framework. Clear, right? 3.5 we have to enable, otherwise not required. Right, right. Okay, yeah. Next here, next we need like a setup support files. These setup support files are temporary files actually, which are installed in C drive, system drive. Once the installation is done, these files are deleted automatically. Just installation setup files, supporting files. And see, SQL Server uses some Windows services here. These also comes along with OS. We'll see later, no need to see now. Then some browser is required. It may be Internet Explorer or anything, some browser actually. To open the help, to see the help, we need this browser. Okay, these are the very simple prerequisites are there to install SQL Server. We can see here also, or we have seen once we run the setup, we are getting installation center. In installation center also we can check here. Okay, okay. Next here, go to installation. First, yeah. Here see I'm taking first option. New SQL Server is standalone installation. Okay. Yes. Please feel free to type in the chat panel if any queries, questions are there. Okay. Type in the chat panel if any simple doubts are there. Okay. Right. Right. So check here. I'm going with the standalone installations here. First option. Actually, here we have these two are there. Said SQL Server failover cluster installation. Add node. These two are there for cluster installations here. These two are for cluster installation. This is first option is that. First option is that this is for standalone installation. Okay, right. Let's say I'm going with first options here, standalone installation. Okay, okay, one second, we'll start again. Right. Check here, go to installation, first option, standalone installation. Okay. Mhm. Uh, get the installation wizard, taking some time. One second, yeah. Okay, go to installation, first option. Maybe some problem is there. Okay, actually we have to get the installation wizard, step by step installation wizard. We'll see. And this option should be disabled actually. We'll check here one more copy of this setup is there. Second, why we are not getting. Second, I will go to Task Manager. Here something. Mhm. So so many instances are running in my machines here. So many SQL servers are running. Okay, yeah. Just I will end this. Okay, I will run the setup again. So, save it, my voice. Okay, so go to installation. We'll try again. Yes. Yeah, we are getting sir installation wizard. We are getting now. Right. It has verified here some global rules. It is saying that system restart is required. See here, computer restart is required to continue installation. He is saying a system restart. Generally, say like now, if I restart the machine, all are disconnected. You have to disconnect and connect again. That's why to avoid that problem, what I will do here, I will go to Windows registry. See here, regedit dot regedit registry editor. Actually, in Windows registry under session manager, we have one parameter is there pending file rename operations. One parameter is there here. If you delete this parameter, okay, if we delete this parameter, remember, like we can, yeah, we can avoid the system restart. Okay, we can avoid what system restart if we delete this parameter. Okay, yeah, check here, delete. Nothing from long back. I have not restarted my machine. That's what it is behaving. So yeah, yes, here, yes, I'm saying deleted successfully. Then rerun again. Means I'm saying recheck again. Now it is saying okay. Yeah, like this say like immediate system restart or server restart we can avoid. And once again, remember best practice is there after installing SQL Server, it's compulsory to restart the machine one time as a best practice. Okay. restart the machine one time as a best practice. Right, right. Okay, okay, yes. Yes, now it is asking here, what do you want to perform? It is asking, you want to go with a fresh installation here, perform a new installation, or you want to add features to existing installation. It is asking here. Okay, let's say I want to perform new installation. I am saying I want to go with what? Fresh installation. I am saying here. Okay, first option we have to select perform new installation. These are say already in my machine so many times I have installed SQL servers here. These many times I have installed SQL server. In general, remember whenever we are installing SQL server one time, we are creating one instance. We are creating one instance. Okay, instance is nothing but one copy of SQL server. Instance is nothing but what? One copy of SQL server. Okay, next. Yeah, check here which edition you want. It is saying evaluation edition. Already we know evaluation edition is 180 days free edition. 180 days free edition. After 180 days, remember it will expire after 180 days. Okay, then it will not work. So, we have free editions are there. Here, developer edition is there, which is free always free. Even you can use officially also developer edition, which is free for us. Free means what? This is only for development and testing purpose only. We can't use this developer edition in production server. Express edition is there. Express edition is also always free. Even this express edition we can use in real time also, production servers also. So there are no need of licensing for express edition. Once again, remember express edition supports only some basic features only. Only some basic features only here. It doesn't supports all features. It supports only basic features. Why? Because see, uh, yeah, in something is free means what? Someone is giving something free means what? It has limited features. Okay. Otherwise, how their business will work? Generally today, yeah, people will say that if it is free, I will take. Okay, so if he's giving free, then how he can run the business, right? So that's why remember, yeah, that's why here it's the Express edition is a free edition actually with the basic features, some features. We can go with developer edition also, always free. There is no privacy policies or no licensing policies. Evaluation edition also you can use in production server, but it works only for 180 days. We have to after 180 days or before 180 days itself, what you can do, you can activate it by purchasing. Once we purchase, we'll get product key, so we can activate this evaluation edition. But remember, in real time, once we purchase SQL Server, once we run the setup, automatically here it displays the product key automatically. No need to type also. Let's say I'm going with evaluation edition. Understood, right? Evaluation edition supports all features of SQL Server, log shipping, mirroring, clustering, always on. All the features are supported. All the features are supported here. Okay, understood, right? all features of SQL Server are supported. We have to understand. Right. So we'll go with this one. Say next. Next. Okay. Now say like here, uh, just accept the licensing terms. Okay. Next. Next. So yeah, this is like yes. Check it now. It is asking feature selection. What features you want to install? What features you want to install? A feature selection. Okay, it's taking time. Feature selection means already we have seen database engine only you want to install, integration services, analysis services, reporting services here. Like that's here. What features you want to install? We have to select here. Understood, right? Yes. Yes. Now check it like okay. Let's say I want to install database engine services here. Core database engine services I want to install. I am saying. But in real times here, we have to install generally replication, full text filter, and data quality services. These four options we have to select here in real time. While here, while for practicing, also better you select all these four options as a best practice. And see, default installation path is there. C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. C program files, Microsoft SQL servers here. Default path is it. So if you don't have like other than C drive, you can continue installation. But remember, always it's best practice. Don't install SQL Server in C drive, system drive. Always better to install in D drive, E drive, F drive, different drive. We have to understand different drive. Understood, right? Don't install SQL Server in C drive, system drive. Why? Because in C drive already OS is there, right? So much IO is there. That's why always best practice to install in what other than C drive. Let's say I'm installing in D drive, DMS SQL. See here, Microsoft is recommending actually yes drive for SQL Server. Other than system drive, we have to understand. Other than C drive. Okay, next. Okay. Yes, check here. It is asking which type of instance you want to install. See here, default instance or named instance it is asking. We can mention here, see, by default here, automatically it has selected here named instance. Type some instance name. Check here, I'm saying HSBC loans. Any names here, don't use your names. Like Ravi, Kiran, Manoj, Arun, something. So why? Because instance name is server name. Arun is not server name. Rafi is not server name. Manoj is not server name. We are DBS actually, right? Don't get confusion by mentioning those. Our names are there in the DBS list, right? Yes, that's why. Yeah, use some instance name like this HSBC loans. Actually, we have seen in the installation checklist, they will give the instance name also. They will mention the instance name also. Okay, next. So SQL Server will verify already whether this instance is there or not. So if it is there, it will throw error. Otherwise, we can say like it is accepted. Okay, right. Right. Check here, like, yeah, it is showing, no? It is verifying actually whether with this name instance is there or not. With this name instance is there or not, it is verifying. Okay. Okay. Then yes. Next here, like it is asking now. Yeah, these are see service accounts it has taken here automatically some default account. We can mention here if we have service accounts here by clicking on browse button. Okay, we can continue with the default accounts. Later also we can change service account. Startup type is there automatic manual. Better to change to a automatic. Means what? Whenever the machine is restarted, server is restarted, services are restarted automatically. Right? SQL Server service is restarted automatically. Here see grant perform volume maintenance task. One privilege I am mentioning. Just remember this is used to improve backup and restore performance. We'll talk about this later. Collision settings are there. We'll see later. Next. Now it is asking specify SQL Server administrator's accounts. Just click here add current user. Okay, means what currently with what name we have entered into machine with the same names here login is created. Means for my name login is created so that once the installation is done I can connect to SQL Server with my name. And say like two types of authentication modes are there, Windows authentication and mixed mode authentications here. Two types of authentication modes are there here, Windows and mixed mode. Windows authentication modes are there. Okay, so Windows authentication modes are there. See, like here, in case of Windows authentication mode, remember only the same company users can work. Suppose let's say you are installing this server in HSBC. Only HSBC users can work connect to SQL Server. But if I use mixed mode authentication, remember, same company users are plus outside people also can access. Means what HSBC website can access our server plus Paytm, PhonePe, GPay. These servers also can access here. Both can access. Understood, right? Windows authentication means what? Windows authentication allows only same company users to connect or same laptop. Means what? In this laptop, I am installing SQL Server. Only from this laptop only I can access. Suppose if I install with mixed mode, I can connect to SQL Server. You can also connect from your laptops. Okay, you can also connect from your machines. That we have to understand. We'll see again in security module in detail. These are the data directories are there, 8 folders are there. MDB configuration is there here. Number of files, 8 data files it has taken here for MDB. Why? Because in my machine remember 8 CPUs are there. Check here if I go to task manager. Performance CPUs here, 8 logical CPUs are there. That's why automatically it has taken 8 data files. Automatically it has taken what? 8 data files. Initial size 8 MB. Auto growth is there 64 MB. Means what? Initial size 8 MB. It will grow by 64. Means 8 MB full plus 64 plus 64 plus 64 it will grow. Like one log file is there here. That's remember like how many data files for MDB generally remember same number of files similar to number of CPUs in the server to get better performance. Max DOP is there, sir, maximum degree of parallelism. Here also 8 CPUs it is taking, sir. Means how many CPUs my server can use, we can mention here. By default, 8 are there in my laptop, 8 it is taking. Memory also we can set here, see. In my machine, actually 32 GB RAM is there in my machine, in my laptop. So out of 32 GB, how much RAM the server can use? Check here, if I go to performance memory, 32 GB RAM is there in my machine. So here see, it is saying if I select recommended, it is taking almost all 28 GB for SQL Server, remaining 4 GB for OS and other applications here. We can go with recommended values here. Select the checkbox. So file stream is there, not required, later we'll see. Like this here, most of the configuration options are there. Just here I have click here on add current user button. Okay, next. Check here whatever the options we have mentioned till now, all those are here instance name. All those are captured into these files here, configuration file.ini. Once I click on install button, SQL Server setup uses this file. It will install SQL Server. By using this file, remember, SQL Server is installed successfully here. Click on install button. Actually, simple steps are there here. See, just next. Very simple steps are there to install SQL Server. Understood, right? Yes. Very simple steps are there here to install SQL Server. Right. Right. So once the installation is done, remember, this database server is ready, our SQL Server is ready. Then by using SSMS, by installing SSMS, if you have already installed SSMS, okay, tool, or if you have not installed this SQL Server Management Studio, we can install, next step is what? We can install this SSMS, then we can connect and work with SQL servers here. Very simple steps are there here. Step 3 is what? Install SSMS. After installing SSMS, open SSMS SQL Server Management Studio, connect to the server. So we have installed the server name is what? HSBC Loans. We can connect to the server, we can start working. Very simple steps are there. Try to download SQL Server today itself, try to install in your laptops. While installation, if any problem is there, while installation, if any problem is there, just send me the WhatsApp message. Okay, while installation, if any problems are there, any errors are there, just send me the WhatsApp message. Okay, right. Once I am free, I will connect. I will try to troubleshoot the problem. This is here my WhatsApp number, note down. So throughout the course, whenever any doubts are there, okay, while installation or any doubts here while working, so you can send me the WhatsApp message. Okay, either once I am free, I will connect and troubleshoot the problem, or if anyone of our another colleague, he will connect and he will troubleshoot your problem. Okay, right. Check here, almost all installation is completed. So once it is done successfully, now what we can do, already in my machine SSMS is there. We can connect to the server, we can start practicing through the SSMS here. Once it is done, take here like the installation is going on. Okay. Yeah, We have installed SQL Server in which drive? D drive. DMS SQL folder. There we can see automatically 8 folders are created. So let the installation finish first. Once the installation is finished, I will connect through SSMS. We'll check one time, we'll conclude the session. Okay, right. Successfully. Okay, yeah, once the installation is done, okay, open SSMS here, SQL Server Management Studio. By using this Management Studio, we can connect and work with SQL servers here. We can connect to our server. This here SQL Server Management Studio also we can download freely, we can install. Okay, very simple, 2-3 steps are there. Check here, server name, browse for more, database engine, last option is there here, here see last one is there, HSBC loans. Okay, okay, connected successfully here, but no databases are there here, right? Just now we have installed fresh instance. There are no databases. We can see which version it is at the rate versions here. Select at the rate version, select and execute. We can see here, see 2019 here. So like this, like very simple steps are there, installation steps are there. Okay, if you get any problem, feel free to send me WhatsApp message, okay, while installation. Right.